Yeah, hello everyone. This is Sumit Singh. I hope most of us have joined the webinar. So, without any further delay, let's start this presentation. So, this is Sumit Singh. I head the Zumit Capital Private Limited group, and we are mostly into equity portfolio management. We've been doing this for last 9 years. I recently was working with Adani Group as well, but now I'm full time into this business now. Apart from the investment business, I also run the US Immigration Investor Program. So far, the group, myself, has around raised around $26 million with the Indian investors while providing them with the immigration solution for the US specifically. So that's about me. We have recently started working with Ajmera Law Group, and they are one of the oldest and the most prestigious group in Ahmedabad right now in terms of immigration and global investments. And it is headed by Mr. Vijay Sidani, who is the CEO of the group with quite of experience of 28 years, who will be actually walking us through the presentation. Also with us is Vaishali Shah, who is the B2B director, and she is with the group for last 13 years now. So she will be helping us with the queries going forward. Yeah. So let's start this presentation. Vaishali ji, you can take over the presentation. Let's walk through it. And yeah, that's about it.
So, good morning to all and a warm welcome from Ajmera Law Group. We are really excited to see the response today. And today's subject is a very interesting subject for HNIs and UHNIs. Uh, we are going to show you some of the solutions which, uh, where you can look for global investments. And the main topic of today's presentation is residency and citizenship by investment. So we're going to talk about how you can get a second passport and what are going to be the advantages and benefits of getting a second passport, and which are the various countries in the world that you have options to choose from. We have with us, sorry, Sumit.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, we have with us our group CEO, Mr. Vijay Sidani, who has a 27 years of experience behind him in various fields. And Mr. Vijay Sidani will take us through the presentation. At the end of the presentation, we are both here to take any queries, any questions that you may have on the topics that we covered. So I hand over to Vijay Bhai. Vijay Bhai, let's start.
Very good morning to everybody. Before we start the presentation, if I can request everybody to just mute their mics. We'll be happy to take your questions at the end of the presentation. I will be starting with what Ajmera Law Group is offering to you, and then slowly move on to the topic for which we have gathered today, that is residency and citizenship by investment. We've got various options that we offer to you. One is, of course, the vertical that we are looking at, the four verticals in front of you. Residency and citizenship by investment. We also give you global real estate investment opportunities globally. Uh, can I please request Shruti to mute her mic? Because I can hear snoring. Thank you. So residency and citizenship being the oldest and the first vertical with which we started in 1993. That is when Advocate Ajmera realized that it is an opportunity and we converted it into business for us. Global real estate, under which we offer you estate investment opportunities in over 22 countries. We've got direct tie-up with various builders for facilitating that. Global stock markets and related products, as you can see, the third vertical, wherein we are giving you again through our tie-ups with various companies globally. You can invest in stock markets in about 50 global stock markets from your own trading account. We give you access to that also. Global business is something which Sumit and me and Vaishu were discussing today morning. You also have the opportunity to make an investment into businesses globally without actually the immigration requirement. You need not do an immigration. You can simply identify a right business which we can help you with, and you can put your money into it under the LRS scheme. It is allowed up to $250,000 annually, as you are aware. Uh, Basically, what are the objectives with which you will even consider residency or citizenship by investment or even investments outside? So we have classified them into two portions, financial and non-financial goals. Financial goals is basically to expand your business. You can make a real estate investment. You can do a portfolio diversification. आप tax planning कीजिए, estate planning कीजिए, or currency risk. As we go further, I will explain these financial goals and non-financial goals in more detail. Non-financial goals basically will include children's education. As you know, earlier the people used to go and educate themselves outside after graduation. Now people want to go after 12th. Quality of life, of course, is another criteria. Retirement for all the senior citizens who are here. And for not those who are into senior citizen category but planning a good retirement can also invest outside. NRI status is one. Visa free travel. When you get residency and citizenship outside of India, like say, for example, Canada, you can get access to over 120 countries for visa free travel. Political stability is another point where people want to consider an migration. Investments made out of India in US dollars millions, just to give you an idea how it is running in 2006-7 and up to 2019-20, you will see it has progressed from 72.8 million to 18,751 million. The areas in which the investments have been happening in 1920, according to our research from the RBI data and other data, study being the highest, and then the others like medical and whatever other small things that people might need their money for. Study and travel, donations, deposits, it has been increasing every year. Global aspirations on investments. What are the basic reasons for which people have been wanting to park their money and earn bigger money for themselves? Before 2007, the priorities were limited to buying a home, buying a two-wheeler, or maybe one car, investment in India, holidays in India, children's education in India, go outside for masters, as I said earlier, second home in India or wedding Indian destination, national business and inbound businesses. But after 2007, if we see the trend, it has been changing. Now people want a home, but they want home with luxuries. Instead of just one two-wheeler or a car, now they want two four-wheelers. Investments which used to be limited to India are now getting international. Holidays have become international. Children now are trying to get out of India for education after 12 instead of after graduation. Second home, which we used to, if we had the money and we would plan somewhere in north or south or wherever, now we are looking at global homes. Weddings, which used to be maximum in Indian destinations, now are becoming global and going outside of India. Businesses are also outbound as well as global. Exchange value. If we see India rupees versus the US dollars, in 2008, dollar was 48.76 and today it is 76.5. So 100 rupees would buy me $2. Now it buys me 130. 100 remains the same. So if I had a 50 lakh investment, earlier made in 2008, and in US dollars, the asset was worth 1,25,000. Now it has fallen to 653. That is because of the fluctuation in the dollar exchange rate. Even the cost of education has increased by around 25% in the last 10 years. So if we have money parked outside, we are able to afford it. If we earn rupees, if we invest rupees and earn rupees, it's fine. If we want to spend it here, but if we want to invest here, earn the incremental here, but spend outside of India, it don't work anymore. You saw in the earlier slide, the change is drastic from 48.76 to 76.5. the fluctuation rate itself will be good to kill you. So in very short, depreciation in value of assets has reduced by 25%. That is now our 50 lakh is worth only 4,90,000. If we take the, most of you may be familiar with Dolex 30 monthly charts. This is the position of the 30 top countries which are against the dollar incomes. In 2007, the peak was 4226 and current level is 4260. You'll say it's not bad. Yeah, if we look at only the money incremental in India. Now, if we change it, and in the earlier slide, you saw that what happened to the depreciation of the Indian rupees because of the dollar escalation, you'll know where we are standing. We come to the topic for the day, residency and citizenship by investment. What I spoke to you earlier was your gains and everything. So now let us just look at a very clear rationale on why to invest globally and why residency and citizenship should be a path you should look at. So better return on investment, obviously, portfolio diversification. So when you do this, you're reducing your risk by investing in just one market in BSE or wherever in India. You can look at global investments. You can also reduce your currency risk, that is rupee devaluation, 45 to 76, the big devaluation. And change in aspirations. People want bigger homes, better cars, better destination weddings, better journeys outside, holidays, children's education. Aspirations have changed. So to keep in sync with your aspirations, we are suggesting that you should look at the option of residency and citizenship by investment outside of India. We spoke to you about these four verticals before. So let me just briefly again touch on the pros and cons of it. Residency and citizenship, if you see the first vertical, 80% reduction in foreign fees. What does this mean? If you are a local student in Canada, US, or wherever, versus an international student, you are getting a reduction of 80% in foreign fees. $10,000 if your semester fees is $10,000 and you are going from India to do that, you are paying 10,000. But if you are a local citizen, you are a PR holder or a citizenship holder, you will only pay 20%. So if you're reducing 80% and if you are doing it, say a 5-year education there in Canada, you can calculate yourself as to what your savings are, and that is what exactly you will be investing to get your residency. You can start a business, you can take up any job globally. NRI status, of course, is what you receive, visa-free travel, retirement, double options in the sense you can retain the overseas citizenship of India while you are holding a foreign passport. Export and expansion of business is always feasible. If you are doing a global real estate investment, we facilitate it through our portal, which is worldsquarefeet.com. You can see it on the website. Diversification and reduce risk, obviously, because you are investing outside. Foreign income to spend in foreign countries. So whenever you're traveling out, you can keep your incomes outside. Whatever you gain as per rentals or increment in the value of the asset, you can park it outside safely and you can have access to that money when you are going outside the country. Rental income, obviously, you are generating. Capital appreciation is always much better than what we receive here. Certain countries also give you a residency and citizenship on the investments that you make in real estates outside. So that is an added advantage that you can cash on. Global stock market related products we give to you through ajmerala.com/investors. You can access it from our website. Diversification and reduce risk, foreign income to spend on foreign countries, dividend incomes, and capital appreciation being the top 4 or 5 pros that you can look at. Global business, again, ajmerala.com is the go-to website for it. You can get more data there. Diversification and reduce risk, foreign income to spend in foreign countries, profit incomes, possible appreciations because your business is going to grow. Certain countries offer residency and citizenship as well. So that also becomes a very good reason for you to invest in businesses outside. Tax and retirement planning, for all the options are available. All 4 options, you can choose any one of them and you can get a tax and retirement planning as well. Residency and citizenship by investment, we continue. The factors to be considered are: what are the factors on which you will want to base it? Country of choice, depending upon where you want to relocate yourself. All the countries are offering us good programs. Education level, as to where you want to start and where you want to reach. Children's age and education. Kids are at what age and what class they are reading in and where they want to reach, because certain countries, certain universities offer certain kind of extra programs which are not available in every business, every country. Business and job experience, obviously, you need to see if you are going on a skilled worker migration or you are going on any other categories of that kind. Then you will have to also consider what is your past experience. Fluency in English, basically most of these five English speaking countries that we are talking about primarily, that is US, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand. There they require a basic level of fluency in English, which you can assess through an IELTS exam. Assets in your name, spouse's name, and family assets. Primarily, the requirement is for you to show net worth assets in your name or your spouse's name, or a gift that can be received by you from your immediate parents or blood relatives. Uh, Other funds are not counted by them. We will touch upon it later on. Amount that you are willing to invest should be a minimum of not less than 1.2 crores. That's what you should have. The availability of net worth assets in your name should be preferably 4 to 4.5 crores. That is movable, immovable included. Active and passive investments both are possible. You can have passive investments also, but if you are looking at residency and citizenship, we will suggest that you should have an active participation in the investment. Residency and citizenship, where all is it possible? So obviously the country of first choice for everybody is the United States of America. EB5, unfortunately, because of the pandemic situation, it is on a hold just now. Earlier, it used to be $500,000, that is $5 lakh आपको invest करने होते थे in an approved property, and you will be able to get your EB5. Now they have jumped it to 900,000. About $1 lakh additionally is required for all the other expenses. So safely you can say that you need to invest in about $1 million. In return, the USCIC will be granting you a conditional permanent residence, that is a temporary green card, and in that is there is no wait list as of today, as we understand it. You can get it virtually immediate, and then it translates into a permanent green card, and obviously later on into a citizenship. Children under the age of 21 and spouse are included in this investment. Sumit is a bigger expert on EB5, so he will be able to help you. We have been doing EB5 since 1995, 1999, I'm sorry. We were in fact the first ones to bring the EB5 program to India, and we made the first presentation at IMC in Mumbai in 1999. Ajmera sir was the first one to introduce this program in India. Along with EB5, we also have the E1, E2, EB1, L1 categories. What are these categories? Basically, E1, E2 are business visas in which you become eligible if you are a citizen of countries like the Caribbean countries, Turkey, and such countries. You can make an citizen passport from there, and then you become eligible for an E2 business visa, which is valid for 5 years, and every 5 years you have to revalidate it. Canadian citizens also are eligible for E2. EB1 visa is also another visa which is very basically it is a merger and acquisition visa. So if you have businesses in India and you identify similar investment businesses in the US, you can put in a substantial amount of money and get shares into that company. So either you do an acquisition or you can do a merger. L1 visa is an intra-company transfer visa. In that, basically, again, the same thing. You can choose a company or a business within the United States which is doing similar business as you are. You can buy shares in it and do an intra company, or you can start a new business there, a new company or a branch there, and you can transfer a management level person from India to run that business in the US. Very interestingly, now since EB5 has become virtually redundant because of the cost and the COVID, we have recently been approached and we have tied up with a company in Florida in the Bay Area. Basically, they are building single level houses for retired army personnel in the USA. And if you are from the construction industry in India, or you are remotely connected to the construction industry, that means you are providing logistics, or you are providing management, or you are a supply vendor to the construction industry, you can still qualify. You can purchase 50% shares at $750,000, and you will get an immediate L1 with a guaranteed job. That is, you get $5,000 approximately as a salary for 5 years. And at the end of the 5 year term, you can apply and get for a guaranteed green card. And at the end of 5 years, you can even liquidate the investment that you've made at the current market rate after 5 years. Or you can opt to buy off the other 50% from the company. So this is a very interesting program. If you are more interested to know about this, you can reach out to us and we'll give you more details on that later on. Also, we come to now the second most popular destination, that is Canada, in which we are offering to you various categories. One is the startup program, which is at $150,000 to start with. That is the process fee for it. You can just need a basic business idea. If you don't have a business idea, we are willing to work on it for you and give you a business idea. We can do the innovation for you. Once the innovation is done, we get the incubators to look at it and accept you under the startup program. And you will get within 8 to 10 months, a 15-day training included, certification included, a letter of support included. Within 8 to 10 months, you will get a direct PR into Canada. That is the startup program. The second most interesting program for people who don't qualify, who don't want to spend 150, 160 lakh dollars, they can look at also the executive MBA program. This is tailored for people who are not qualifying as skilled worker categories. Because under skilled worker category, or the express entry, as popularly people know it of, you need to be under the age of 30, you need a master's degree, you need a 3 year experience, and you need minimum 8777 in your IELTS score, which is a tough thing to achieve. So in case you do not qualify under that, but you still need to go and do a program and migrate to Canada, we have now started offering this program, which is an executive MBA in entrepreneurship. This is in tie-up with the top leading incubation centers in Canada who are government approved. So they give you a 1 year MBA program in entrepreneurship. Once you complete it, we give you a guaranteed job for 1 year at about 5,000 Canadian dollars. And after you complete the 1 year of job, you have the option to either continue the job with us on a renegotiated salary, or you can opt to go and work outside, because at the end of the second year, we give you a guaranteed PR. So this is something which is very unique and is being offered only through Ajmera Law Group for the Canada. Again, if you have more interest to know about this, you can reach out to us and we'll share more data on that. Coming to the provinces which are available to us in Canada, we have Alberta, British Columbia. We have 12 provinces there. In short, you can see the list there on the screen. We have 10 provinces, 3 territories in Canada. In each province has its own immigration program. So under Alberta, we have entrepreneur and farmer program. We have the British Columbia entrepreneur program. Manitoba, we have farmer and entrepreneur. So every province has got a different kind of a program. Basically what you have to be looking at, sir, is that you should have around 4.5 crores of net worth in India, which you have to prove that it is yours. And you should have a capacity to invest 1 to 1.2 crore rupees, and you will be able to qualify under one of these provinces of your choice. If you are not able to make a choice, we will be able to guide you through as to what is most suitable, what are the kind of investments you should look at, how the assessment of income, everything is to be done. We will look at everything for you and give it to you. We give you an end-to-end solution on any of the programs. General understanding to give you of the programs. Investor programs are of those programs which do not require the applicant to start any specific business in Canada. So you might be a builder here, but you want to go there and do something else. Maybe you want to go into chain of stores, you want to take franchises or food businesses or whatever, then you can go under the investment investor program. Entrepreneur programs are those programs require applicants to start a specific business in Canada. The business may be either new or an existing business or a joint venture with some other business. So you have three options when you go under the entrepreneur or the owner operator program. Startup program, applicants need to have an innovative or a novel idea based business which they wish to establish and expand in Canada. Venture capital, applicants make investment in designated venture funds in Canada. So you can even opt for venture capital if you want to make a larger investment. In Australia, we are able to give you business immigration and investor program. And in Australia, we can also give you a startup. New Zealand, entrepreneur work visa program, investor program, a global impact work visa program, and also the startup program. In Australia and New Zealand is more expensive than Australia in the sense that it requires you to invest a larger amount of capital. They do encourage people to come in, but they have got a little different kind of norms, and we will be able to share those norms with you once you show an interest in ANZ area. We also are operating in European countries. So Ireland, we can give you the startup, investor, entrepreneur, and government donation route. In Latvia, you can do an investment in business and company. Latvia is a very cheap program and a very interesting program. Germany is slightly expensive, but you can do an investment in a business or a real estate. Portugal being a very popular destination for us people from Gujarat, we see Golden Visa is an interesting thing that they look at. So we can give you investment in real estate under Golden Visa or business or even a startup. Spain, Greece, Bulgaria, Malta, Cyprus, Turkey. These are all the countries under which we can, in Europe, which we can offer you. In Turkey, we can give you a citizenship for as low as $250,000. And you qualify for not only the E2 visa for USA, but you also, under the Arkansas Treaty, qualify for the UK business visa. And of course, you have access to the Shenzhen countries if you are a Turkish citizen. The time period is only 4 months. You make a flat investment of $250,000 minimum in an asset there. We will find you an asset there. It can be diversified asset. You can be investing small amounts in different businesses, but the total should be $250,000 minimum for Turkey, and you get within 4 months your own passport. You can be OCI in India, and you can also have access to the E2. You can have access to the UK business program, and you can also get a business visa for all the 26, 21 Schengen countries. Apart from this, we also have access to the Caribbean countries, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Dominica. These five island countries in the Caribbean, these are the West Indies zone. If you just for geographic understanding of where Caribbean is, they are below the South America, and they offer fantastic programs. Again, this is doable in just 4 months' time. The minimum investment is $220,000. $220,000 buys you the citizenship of this country, and you become eligible for 126 country visa free travel and an E2 visa for the United States. Basically, what it accords is a second passport. So preferred asset to achieve all your financial and non-financial goals that we discussed earlier on. Second passport is what the aim is. Our company, headed and chaired by none other than Advocate Ajmera, who has also published two books. The first book is Millionaires on the Move, which is available to you on Amazon, on Flipkart. You can also have an ebook on the Google Bookstore, Play Store. Basically, what we are addressing in Millionaires on the Move is the programs for around 22 countries, investment programs, and there are more details in that. You can have a look at it. The second book, which we are talking about, is How to Plan for Your Child for an Education in 2020, Myth versus Reality. This is also available on Google Play. Apart from this, our company has been engaged with several speaking assignments, written articles, and conferences. We are a very regular contributor to the Bombay Stock Exchange Forum magazine, invest in USA, and such big publications. We've been conducting our own expo, physical and virtual. June, because of the lockdown, we did a virtual expo in which we had 20 speakers from 20 countries, which we covered in 30 sessions. We do a weekly webinar series, which is the Ajmera Law Group webinar series. And basically, we are now operating through various B2B associates, Sumit Singh being one of them. These are some of our global associates that we have, leaders. They are all leaders in their own market. So you see them from all the countries. The first picture that you see is Jerry Wiener. He is the Privy Counsel to the Queen of England, also our business associate in Canada and the first immigration minister of Canada. Next to him is Mr. Lincoln Stone, who is one of the top leading lawyers of immigration in the United States. So if you go through the whole pictures series, you will see that all these are based in US, Canada, UK, everywhere. Before I go to the next slide, what we have forgotten to include here, I will also touch on that. The United Kingdom, UK business visas, tier 2 is available with us. We can do your tier 2 for UK as well. We can also do real estate for you in the United Kingdom. This is our journey. Ajmera Law Group started 1993. Canada Immigration and Visa Practices. We established the law office of Prashant Ajmera and Associates, and then 1999, as I told you earlier, EB5 seminars in India. We started the series from Bombay, and we went on to various other series. We came down, and in the last Vibrant Summit that we had in Gujarat, where Canada was a business partner, we launched the startup programs. We introduced the startup for Canada from that Vibrant Summit. We have been taking part in IREX, BLS, IELP, Beacon, various shows. We are speakers there. We are knowledge partners also there. In 2019, during the COVID lockdown, we implemented a new state-of-art CRM system wherein we give all the backups to our B2B and B2C. Global Online Expo was also done in 2020, as I told you, in June. And we are now continuing with our weekly webinar series. The four main team leaders within the Ajmera Law Group is Prashant Ajmera, who is the founder chairman. We have Himali, who is the director with us. Vijay Sadani, that's me. Vaishali Shah, also, she's the person who opened the show. She's our director B2B and handles the B2B vertical. We are happy to have with us Sumit Singh, who is our B2B associate, and he works with the name Sumit Capital. So thank you very much for your time. We are open to questions from you, as in whatever you require. You please raise your hand and ask us, and we'll try our best to answer you. You can reach out to us on these details, sumitcapital.com, ajmeralaw.com, ajmeracapital.com. Our phone number is there. You can write to us on sumit.singh@sumitcapital.com, or you can reach out to us at ajmeralaw.com/contact us. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm here to now answer all your questions.
So, Vijay, if you can stop sharing the screen after some time so that people get our contact details. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, Vijay Bhai. It was a wonderful presentation and lot of information. We'll now take question and answers. We'll now take questions or queries that you may have. And you can ask questions in any language. We are comfortable answering in English, in Gujarati, in Marathi, and Hindi. So questions in any language as welcome. Vijay, there's a question from Mr. Datta as to what is the passive investment? What is passive investment? So if you could throw a little bit light on what is passive investment?
Okay. Passive investment basically is if you are not interested in immigration and yet you want to make an investment outside of India in a business identified by you, or you can ask us help and we will identify it for you. You can make the investment and park your money, keep the money outside. You can keep your earnings outside. We will be able to open your bank accounts there and you can keep your money outside. That is passive. You need not be actively involved in it, and you need not be even looking at the option of immigration through that investment. You can just make an investment like I can buy shares in a running company in India. We can facilitate you to buy shares in a company or a business outside of India, or even real estate outside of India. To give you a better example, if you are looking at a property investment, say in USA, I can give you a villa in USA or an apartment condo in USA, and you can just make an investment there under the LRS scheme. You can go and do that investment. Every person in India is authorized to remit as much as $250,000 annually for that purpose. If you want a house in Mykonos Island in Greece, I can give you various options in Greece as well. I can give you in MENA region. I can give you in Africa, Australia, around 33 countries. We have tied up with builders there, direct developers, and we can give you all kind of investments, even businesses. If you are interested, you can reach out to us. We do identify a lot of businesses in which you can invest. We'll give you the facts and figures of all those businesses, and you can choose as to how much you want to buy. Or even if you want to invest in stocks, ETFs, you can do bonds, you can do SIPs as low as $500 a month. You can start with as low as $500 a month SIP, and you can park your money in mutual funds outside, in stocks outside, and everything.
Yeah. So the second question that we have, Vijay Bhai, in the chat box is 1 minute. I'll have to just scroll. Give me a second, please. Is Mr. Junjunwala. He says that the sheet that we showed, remittances from India. So this figure is related only through the LRS scheme. He's
Not,
asking the question.
no, not necessarily. These are not only through LRS, these are also through business remittances.
Yes, this is the RBI data. This data is available in the public domain and taken by us from the RBI website. So you will be able to check the data there.
Yeah.
We have one more question, which I have on the chat box by Mr. Sanjeev Kumar, that if you have a relative in USA and Canada, would it be of any help?
Help per se that they can assist you in the work. It does not necessarily make your journey easy to acquire the permissions for immigration. But yes, definitely it does support.
So any other questions? We urge everybody, whatever the doubts in your mind, please ask. No question is small.
I see a question from Ravi Junjunwala. He says, I thought you spoke about double passport. As Indians, are we allowed to have a double passport? Sir, we are not allowed to have a double passport. I said a second passport. So second passport, what we mean is basically it is a window of opportunity. So suppose you are doing an investment within Canada and or even USA, and you get a citizenship of US, Canada, Australia, wherever. You become an OCI in India. So you have a passport in India. You are not allowed to travel on that passport. You are an overseas citizen of India. You go on an OCI status. So that is
Yes.
what we mean. You become a dual passport that way. You cannot have two passports. India doesn't allow. Grenada has no issue. Canada has no issue. Bulgaria, all these countries have no issue if you have two citizens, two citizenships. But Indian government has yet not adopted and allowed us to have two citizenships. So you have two passports in the sense you are a citizen of Canada and you are an overseas citizen of India. You will have an Indian citizen passport on which you cannot travel with. I also see a hand raised by somebody in the iPhone.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
please ask the question, sir.
Yeah, may I ask some question? See, I'm not interested in any investment as such. I have two children, both are living in the US, and I'm looking for the chance, for the possibility of getting a green card to migrate to America, or to at least not migrate to have the possibility of green card that I can stay in America when I get older. So, what is the safest way and assured way that I'll get this green card if I do the investment?
The safest way obviously will be on your name. Otherwise, the children can call you on a sponsored visa. You can get a dependent visa and you can get a green card on that basis. Number one. Number two, as you said, if you want to go on your own strength, then you can do an investment in the USA. will depend upon what you are doing here. So if you fill our form on the ajmeralaw.com/contact us, send in your basic details to us and we will come back to you with your best options.
If I agree for certain investments, is it, who gives the assurance? Will the government of USA give the assurance or after the investment is done or before the investment is done?
Sir, the investment will be authorized under an approved program of the USA. So there is nobody who comes and says that, all right, sir, I guarantee it to you. You know, because it is under an approved category. So we will be preparing the document under that category, and that category is what gives you the assurance.
But the question is, if we make this application under that category,
Sir,
and if they approve, yes, you can do this investment now. When we
Sure.
do that investment, is there any assurance that we get the green card?
100%. We will give you the details of the category that we will be suggesting to you, and we will explain all the norms which are there in that category. Once
Okay.
you fulfill those norms, 110%, there will be nobody stopping you after that.
Okay, that means that the investments are made only after we have full assurance of getting the green card.
100%. 100%.
Great.
100%.
How long is the process?
Sir, it all depends upon the category that we will finally suggest for you after I've seen your information. I will
I mean,
need to look at
do you have other than EB5 category? I mean, this is the EB5 program, isn't it?
EB1, EB2, EB1C, we have L1, we have various categories.
But EB1, 2, or L1, these are mostly for business kind of activities. In my
Exactly.
case, I'm not interested to do any business there. I just want to, post-retirement, I want to settle there.
Yeah, so
Let's
we,
say, be with my children.
100%. I get your point, sir. And once I've seen your information that you share with me, I will be able to tell you under which exact category you will be qualifying and how it can be facilitated, what is the journey, and what is the time and commercials involved.
And okay, and how much, for example, if I do the investment, you said you have invested almost $16 million in the last couple of years under EB5 program. What is the kind of return people are getting in these investments there?
Anything from 2 to 8%.
Oh, you mean money is not getting wasted? Some money still comes back.
100%. 100%. There is an appreciation in it.
No, because these are high risk investments. That's how they call it.
EB5 is considered a high risk investment because you are only owning a very small portion of the entire project.
Yeah.
Okay. The L1 that I was talking about, particularly related to the construction industry, investment is $750,000. Excuse me. The return is around 6%, plus you get a salary, and you can definitely look at an appreciation of not less than 6 to 8%.
No, I was not looking for L1. I was looking for EB5 program only because for me, it's more of a, the intention is not the investment as such. Intention is to be in US. That's the intention.
So,
as a green card holder, not that I would like to migrate there. As a green card.
No problem, sir. I would just suggest again, if you can just fill up the form, or through Sumit, you can reach out to me. I'll be able to give you the exact detail on a document so that it will answer all your questions. And
Okay.
I'm based in Ahmedabad, so I'll be happy to meet you anytime that you have time.
So,
Yeah.
Thanks. We are yet to understand your name, sir, because it is showing iPhone right now.
Yeah, if you can share your name.
My name is Yatish Mohan.
Yatish Mohan. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sumit,
Another one more point which you said was that you have this under EB5 $900,000 are to be invested in certain in profile of industry there.
Yeah.
And of course, this will be just a kind of a buying shares or some other way which you will suggest later, probably.
Basically, you can have a share. You can even do an equity in it.
Okay.
So I'll give you the three options which are available.
Okay.
I'll discuss with you all the properties which are available through the authorized regional centers which are operating, and we are tied up with the top 5 of the USA. The investment can be as diverse as you can put in money in a condo, in a commercial property, in a casino, in an infrastructure company, a pharma company. I'll give you various options, and we will give you the pros and cons of all, the history, geography of all. And then you can take a decision on what you want to do. I'll do a due diligence on all the assets that I offer you.
And what is this $100,000 other expenses you talked about? Is it the commission that we have?
No, basically this is the facilitation charges. I will be giving you breakups on every dollar that we take from you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I'll give you an
pretty high.
entire,
It's almost 10% of the investment.
but we will give
Pretty
you
high.
the entire structure on how exactly every dollar goes where. And we will even be disclosing what our take is in it. We will be very transparent on that.
Okay.
Vijay bhai, we have a couple of more questions. We have somebody asking us, kindly repeat the investment required for Canada and the assets required in India.
Fine. Maipal Singh Chudasma, I think has the
Yes.
question come from him.
Yeah.
Maipal Singh ji, proper question. Let me answer it to you in a very small way. Basically, as I told you earlier, in Canada, the 10 provinces, 3 territories. Territories we are not talking about just now. I'm talking about the 10 provinces.
Yes.
We require, let me share my screen and show you something. All right. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So, Maipal ji, just follow my cursor. On number 1 is Alberta. And now the column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Column number 5 is of interest to you. If you see there, it shows $500,000. And let us just scroll down. British Columbia is having no age limit, and it has got a minimum personal net worth requirement of $600,000, experience of 5 years. And along with you, a key business person is also authorized to immigrate. IELTS per se is not necessary, but we suggest that you should have 5 bands in IELTS to get better scores. Investment requirement minimum $200,000. Similarly, Manitoba Entrepreneur Program, there is no limit on age. 3 years of work experience, personal net worth of $500,000. If you are in the urban area, you need to invest 250, and if you are in the rural, $150,000. New Brunswick, which is again just above New York State in US. Basically, the age limit is 22 to 55. You invest, you have to show a personal net worth of $600,000, out of which $300,000 should be in liquid. Education can be 12 years plus 2 years of college. And what you need to do is invest $250,000 and give a $100,000 deposit to the government, which is coming back to you after 1 year interest free. Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, another which is a very popular one is Ontario. In Ontario, we can put you under the entrepreneur class, 3 years of business experience or service as a senior manager. For around $800,000 net worth, that is around 4 crores, as I told you earlier on. You can do a new business, you can take care of an existing business, or you can do a JV in a business. You need to invest about $600,000 in Toronto, and outside Toronto in the CIT, you can invest about $200,000. Prince Edward Island is another destination which is favored by us Indians. There you will have to show a net worth of about 3 crores and invest about 1.5 lakh rupees only, and IELTS band requirement is only 4. Quebec is another program. Saskatchewan is another very popular one. But in Saskatchewan, at present, the entrepreneur program is under review. However, you can take the owner-operator route, in which again you have a net worth of $500,000, that is around 2.5, 3 crore rupees, experience of 3 years. You will need to visit once over there to show an exploration interest. You have to invest about $300,000 in Regina in Saskatchewan, and if you are outside, around $200,000. IELTS we recommend as a must for everybody. These are the salient points for all the PNP programs, which we'll be happy to share with you if you have interest in understanding it in more detail. I hope I have answered your question, Mr. Chudasma.
Yeah, we have a couple of more questions, Vijay bhai. Does having a student visa in Canada or Australia help in securing PR at a cheaper rate? Is the
not
Mr. Datta again?
Not at a cheaper rate necessarily, but yes, if you have a student visa and if you are studying in a proper university, PR is definitely a possibility. You don't have to spend anything to get a PR. If you are already a student in Australia or Canada, there is no need to spend a single rupee in any of these countries to get a PR. Because after student visa, suppose you are there for 2 years of master's study, you will get a 3-year work visa anyway. अगर आपने MBA किया है या any of the masters program, any technical masters program, you get a 3-year work visa, and you need to have that work related to your study. You become an automatic PR. You need not even retain the services of a lawyer for that. It is free.
Amit is asking a question about Malaysian options. He wants to know more about Malaysian
Yes,
options.
we can give you Malaysian options also. Just fill out the contact us form and send it back to us either directly or through Sumit. We'll be happy to share the Malaysian
Yes.
program with you.
Yes. And then we have a question for the Alberta program. So I can't get the name. Somehow my screen is a little.
It is from Satyadev Datta.
Yeah.
Satyadev ji, if you invest in Alberta program, what kind of PR? Sir, PR is unconditional. There is no category of PR. PR is unconditional, and the work visas are categorized, student visas are categorized, those are categories. PR is unconditional and it is a federal program. So basically, PR will be coming to you from the federal government.
Yes, my
Mr.
question
Ravi
exactly
Junjun.
was like,
Sir.
if my
Go
sorry,
on, Mr. Datta.
yeah, so my question exactly was like, if I'm investing, for example, in Alberta program instead of the Toronto program, basically the startup that I will be having will be in Alberta, right? But
Yeah.
if my intention is just to get the PR, does it really matter where exactly I'm investing in?
Yes, it matters if you are going under the business category. But if you are going under
Okay.
the startup category, we can choose a incubator for you in Alberta, Manitoba, British Columbia, Ontario, any of the provinces that you are more keen on, and we can make sure that you go there in that province only.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Just one question. From an earlier point, for Canada and Australia with the student visa, is it a similar thing in US as well? If I have a student visa in US, um, does it is it easy to get the PR there without spending a single penny?
Sir, in the US, definitely it is possible for you to convert it into H1 visa. From student visa, you can get into an H1 visa, because if you are doing a 2-year study program in USA, again, similarly, you will get a 3-year work visa in the USA. After which you have to seek an employment. Once you seek a proper employment, the employer has to sponsor you for H1 visa. Once you have an H1 visa and you've cleared out the basic stay period in under the H1, you can then qualify for a green card. As on today, what figures we have, from H1 to green card, the journey can be anything between 24 to 184 years. From 24 years to 184 years. That is the wait list which is going on currently. So we do not really suggest to people to get into that route, because it is a very long drawn route. Commercially, yes, there is no extra. But if you see the time journey, then it is not worth it. I mean, you cannot really become a citizen for the next whatever number of years if you are getting your status adjustment from student to H1, H1 to green card to citizen. The journey is very, very long. There was a question from Junjunwala sir. I saw
Yeah.
Portugal and Greece.
Portugal and Greece details. Yes.
Junjunwala sir, I would suggest that Portugal and Greece have the Golden Visa program, which is $250,000 and $350,000 investment in real estate or business. If you are in the old part of Portugal, then you can invest $250,000. If you are in the new part of Portugal, the new developments in Lisbon and around, then it is $350,000. So what I would suggest is, Vaishubhen, in the chat, if you can again give him our my email address and connect maybe my WhatsApp number also.
Yes.
He can maybe share some more details. और सुमित जी आप इनसे कनेक्ट कीजिए
Yeah.
और इनका थोड़ा बहुत
Sure.
डिटेल कैप्चर करके हमारे साथ शेयर कीजिए. So then
Sure.
I will be able to post him direct details on the Greece and Portugal visa. And
Yeah.
once he has gone through it, then Saab can just come in and have a one-to-one meeting also with us in the office. We are in Ahmedabad, Junjunwala, sir. You are most welcome. Once we have shared, yeah.
Cascais? Is it in part of the old or the new Portugal?
I did not get your full question. Can you ask me again, please?
You gave two options. One was you said, if I had understood you correctly, new Portugal and old Portugal or something like that.
Yeah.
Where does this popular place called Cascais?
Cascais, Cascais is in the old Portugal area.
Which means what? I mean, what are the rules applicable there?
Around $250,000. So you get a
Are
direct,
you-
yeah, you get a PR, and in 5 years, then you can 7 years, you can appear for a small exam and convert it into a passport.
No, but are you sure about it? Because I was in touch with one of the pretty important law firms there in February, March, immigration firm, and I thought they told me that they've taken out Lisbon and Cascais out of that list.
No, no, no.
Secondly, I also believe that knowledge of Portugal, I mean, you have to be fluently speaking Portugal.
That is when you go for citizenship after 7 years. Not right now. Not right now.
So 7 years, I mean, you're not doing anything. I mean, you're just waiting.
You are waiting, or you can be there, you can stay there, you can have business there. You can use the Portuguese residency to also access the other Schengen countries. So what I would, what I would suggest, Sumit, is if you can, sorry, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
You still don't get your citizenship and passport.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
What about Greece?
Same. Greece is same, Portugal is same, Spain is same. You do not get a direct passport of these countries. Yes, Turkey, I can give you a direct passport in 3 to 4 months' time with an asset investment of $250,000.
Any other European country?
Bulgaria.
Any other? I mean, these are.
Bulgaria speaks English. Bulgaria speaks English, and you need not know Bulgarian at all. You can do a passive investment in Bulgaria and still receive your residency, and then within 3 years you can dilute that and convert it also into your own passport, Bulgarian passport.
Okay, so just give me the details of Sumit. I'll be in touch with him.
100%. So Sumit shall definitely guide you through
Sure.
how to connect with us, and we'll share with you all the relevant information, sir.
Absolutely, Mr. Janawala.
Any more questions? I still see a hand raised by the gentleman iPhone.
Mr. Mohan.
Yeah. So, someone else, or shall I?
Please.
Okay. I have a couple of more questions. I mean, if I'm a little bit short of funds,
Okay.
can I get this money from my children abroad? Should it come back to Indian rupees and then go back to US, or can it be directly sent from there?
No, they can definitely gift it to you.
From there to India first?
No, they can gift it. They can deposit it on your behalf.
Directly in there? Okay.
Yep. They can do it. Provided they are able to show the source of fund.
Yeah, sure, of course. This is from their salaries,
Yeah,
normal
so-
bank accounts only.
If they show the source of fund, they are most welcome. They have no objections in receiving those monies.
How much time can we withdraw from these investments? For how long do we have to continue?
You're talking about EB5?
Yes,
5 years.
5 years minimum. Okay.
Yeah. Maximum 5 years.
And
Minimum
and-
and that's the cap. That's the cap.
okay, but after 5 years, I can completely withdraw.
100%.
Okay. And how from the time of applying, how much time does it take to get the green card or the process to complete?
As on today, there is no wait list.
That means if we start the process now, in how many months can I get the green card?
US government, because of the COVID, is not processing right now, but as per our information, around March they should open. So around April, May, you will be able to get your temporary approvals and green card.
Got it.
Yeah, we've
Thank you
already
so
got clients who are on the list. Pre-COVID also, we have people who've already got their approvals and they are not allowed to travel right now, so they're holding. Otherwise, they have also already received their approvals as well.
Mhm.
Right, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome. Any more questions? Sumit, any questions you have which
No.
you would like answered for the sake of the attendees today?
I think we have covered the overview of all the countries, and
Right.
I expect anyone who wants to have a detailed information about any other country, we can directly reach to Vijay Bhai, or you can write to me,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and we can take it forward from there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I would suggest people to look at our website, ajmeralaw.com. You'll get a lot of more information. You might come up with more questions after that, and we will be happy to address it directly to us or through Sumit, of course.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody. And we would take your permission to close today's session. We thank you for spending so much time with all of us on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And we look forward to, people who are really interested in touching base with us. You can contact Sumit. We are very comfortable having our B2B associate there, and Sumit can in turn liaise with us. And we will take all your queries and all your requirements forward. So thank you so much. And thank you, Vijay Bhai, and thank you, Sumit, for this wonderful opportunity to connect with your clients there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Also.
Bye,
Thanks.
goodbye. Have a great day, everybody, and a nice week,
Yeah.
Sunday.
Have a
Bye.
pleasant Sunday.